Chris Leviathan Prophecy, and today we're talking about the New York Nets, Brooklyn Nets, my bad. Okay, so I'm not a Nets fan, but I despise them. I hate them. They should have never moved to Brooklyn. I think they should have just stayed in New Jersey and try to work things out over there. But obviously they needed a new regime, which obviously it didn't help them at all because they still stink. They have zero championships to show for it. They over. I'm not gonna say they overpaid for KD, but I don't think KD was their choice by committee. I think when Kawhi Leonard was a free agent, they should have got him. Um, because at least Kawhi Leonard can lead. At least Kawhi Leonard is a leader, not a follower. You know, And that's why they'll never win a championship, in my opinion. Get the right players in here, then maybe. I'm not saying that they can't win a championship or they'll never win a championship, but if you have KD, like, come on, KD is a scorer. I'm not taking anything away from KD. But in terms of pedigree and leadership, he lacks those qualities. That's why why do you think he wasn't traded? You know? And a lot of people want to say, oh, it's because of the Rudy Gobert trade. It wasn't because of the Rudy Gobert trade. People know like people notice how good you are. Whether you lead by example, whether you lead by voice. Like, I'm pretty sure if LeBron James was a free agent, those phones would have been buzzing. Paul George, those phones would have been buzzing. Kawhi, buzzing. Giannis, buzzing. But for KD, nah. KD is what you call a journeyman. KD is what you call a great player, but can't win a championship by himself. Like, he had the keys delivered to him in OKC. Now, obviously, he was young. They were all young at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because the NFL didn't want to have a bunch of young players win the championship, so that's why they give it to LeBron and the Heat. But when times went by, 2012, 13, 14, 15, obviously he won those MVPs years. 16, 17, and then he just got fed up. He just got fed up. He was just tired. So he demanded a trade, and obviously, he could sign to any team that he wants. You know what I'm saying? And he chose Brooklyn. He could have chose the Knicks. He could have chose my Knicks, but he chose Brooklyn. Because he wanted to show that I can carry a team just like Curry can. Now, obviously, Curry still won a championship without him, so that makes him even look worse. Like if Boston would have won, then they would have came out with the tabloids. Oh, does Curry need KD again? You know what I'm saying? But since he won it without KD again, that makes him look even more stupid than he already is. You know what I'm saying? It was just a bad choice. He should have never went over there. I think he should have probably went to the Washington Wizards, at the time, because John Wall was still there. But I don't think I don't think the Wizards front office would have budged. But you know, with Kyrie is another headache. Kyrie is another headache. Ben Simmons is another headache. Using that mental excuse crap ain't gonna fool nobody. You know, you getting paid millions of dollars to go out there and play. Why you acting scared to take a 3-point shot? Like, everything is just wrong with this team. Front office, head coach. Now, obviously, Steve Nash is a great head coach. Not great head coach. He was a great player, not a good head coach. Don't have enough experience. You know, when they had the option to take Tyronn Lue, they didn't. You know, and I'm not saying that Tyronn Lue is this little guru, but he knows how to get the troops ready. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he took some advice from LeBron James or whatever have you, but best believe Tyronn Lue would have been a better option than Steve Nash. You know, they chose Steve Nash. This is what you get. You know, so now you stuck with them. Now KD is stuck with the Nets for the next 4 years. You know, because nobody's gonna willing to take that contract. You know, nobody's gonna give up their players just to get KD for what? And then the chemistry is gonna be off, and then he's gonna pout, and then he's gonna. So you know, like you already know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad my Knicks didn't take a chance on both of them. You know, because right now both of them would have been acting the same exact way right now, pouting, having their way, being disruptive, being a cancer, and we don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna expect a lot from the Brooklyn Nets this year. I can care less. You know, you know they've been having their way with us for the past several years now. It's been atrocious because I want that bragging rights to come back to New York. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want the Nets to have this 4-1 or 3-2 lead in the series in the regular season. I want bragging rights. I want the Knicks to stomp the Nets in the throat. You know what I'm saying? Like this is our city. We the ones with championships. I don't care how old those championships is. Y'all been bashing the Cowboys about y'all haven't been to the playoffs since this or y'all haven't won the championships since. At least they still got 5 rings. You can't take those 5 rings away from them. Never. You know? Like as long as badly as y'all bash the Cowboys, they still have 5 rings. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not the Giants do win a Super Bowl in the next few years, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we own New York. You know what I'm saying? We just haven't been in the right position to do it because we've been stuck with mediocre head coaches. You know what I'm saying? But you know, for y'all Nets fans out there who claim y'all Nets fans, I have to say this to y'all. Okay, y'all will never win a championship with those two at helm. Never. Y'all can wish, y'all can go to the moon and back, y'all can do whatever y'all want. Y'all can sing Kumbaya. With KD and Kyrie and Ben Simmons, that's not a winning recipe. You know? Because all three of them are liability on defense. KD can play somewhat defense when he chooses to because he puts all his effort on the offense, and then when it comes back down to defend, he don't want to. Ben Simmons, they say, yeah, he could guard 1 through 5, but where's the scoring gonna come from? You know, if he's all if Ben Simmons is known all about his defense, then where's his offense is gonna come from? You know, like we already know Kyrie's gonna give you buckets. But Kyrie's not a great defender. Kyrie's not a great defender. KD could somewhat play defense when he wants to. And Ben Simmons is supposed to be your best lockdown defender, which he can. But he's gonna when you need him to score, he's not gonna do that. You know, he's not gonna do that. So, and then plus you still don't have any center, and that's what damaged y'all last year. You know, Boston took advantage of that. You remember that spin against Jason Tatum when Kyrie was guarding him? Who was in the paint? Nobody. He got that easily up to win the game. So, y'all still don't have no center. Y'all still have below average shooting. You know, even though Joe Harris is coming back. Yeah, I mean this team is not, and then the media is gonna hype y'all up again, saying, "Oh, y'all the best," or "Y'all the second best to win the championship." Like, get out of here, you know. Obviously, they're never going to say my Knicks because my Knicks are not there yet. You know, even though they got Jalen Bronson, we'll see about him. They picked up a few pieces. They signed this. I think they signed this European kid from the G League to a 1 year deal. He's a spot up shooter. He kind of remind me of Steve Novak a little bit. Just a spot up shooter, 3-pointer. But yeah, man. I mean, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't know why ESPN is always hyping up the Nets. They're never going to achieve anything. They got swept. Now I'm not saying that they're gonna get swept again, but if they keep on facing high caliber teams in the playoffs, that's what you're gonna get. You know, that's what you're gonna get. Like imagine if the Nets lose 4-1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers with the addition of Donovan Mitchell, or what if they lose against the Hawks, or what if they lose against the Bucks, or what if they lose against the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if the Pistons is like one of those surprise teams that nobody thinks of? You know what I'm saying? So you can lose to any team any given day. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you don't match well against them. Your kids playing, your old heads playing with a bunch of kids. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, imagine the Knicks and the Nets facing the playoffs. I mean, I always wanted that. You know, will we ever get it? Probably not. Because of the magnitude would be so epic. Like, and then on top of that, the Brooklyn Nets and the Knicks play on my birthday on February 13th. So I get the Super Bowl and I get those two playing. So can't wish for anything better than that. So I'm just saying that the Nets are never going to win a championship unless they put the pieces together, get the right head coach, I mean, and it sucks because the Nets have no culture. They have nothing to build on. You know, I mean, yeah, you have Dr. J, you have Jason Kidd, you have Vince Young, but those guys didn't. Well, actually, outside of Dr. J, but the ABA wasn't really, intact with the NBA at the time. They were two separate leagues. You know, they were two separate leagues. So if you look it up right now, which team in the NBA still doesn't have a championship ring?